In the annals of history, there are a few individuals whose legacies have transcended time, influencing cultures, religions, and political systems across millennia. Among these giants, one name stands out: Cyrus the Great, the founder of the Persian Empire. His reign, from 559 BC to 530 BC, marked the birth of one of the largest empires the world had ever seen, stretching from the Aegean Sea in the west to the Indus River in the east. But Cyrus's greatness was not solely defined by his conquests. It was his vision of governance, tolerance, and human rights that set him apart from the other rulers of his time. Chapter 1: The Rise of Persia. The story of Cyrus the Great begins in the rugged, mountainous region of Persis, modern-day Fars in southwestern Iran. Persia was a relatively small kingdom, overshadowed by the more powerful Median Empire to the north. Yet, it was from this unassuming land that Cyrus, born into the Achaemenid dynasty, would rise to challenge the status quo. Cyrus's early life is shrouded in legend. According to Greek historian Herodotus, Cyrus was the grandson of Astyages, the king of the Medes, who, fearing a prophecy that his grandson would overthrow him, ordered the infant to be killed. However, the baby Cyrus was spared and raised by a shepherd's family. As he grew older, his royal lineage and natural leadership abilities became evident. Eventually, he led a successful revolt against Astyages, fulfilling the prophecy and uniting the Persian and Median peoples under his rule. This victory marked the beginning of the Persian Empire, but it was only the first step in Cyrus's grand vision. Unlike other conquerors of his time, who sought to subjugate and oppress, Cyrus's approach to empire building was revolutionary. He believed in integrating different cultures, religions, and ethnicities into a cohesive, unified state. This philosophy would become the cornerstone of his empire. Chapter 2: The Conquest of Lydia and the Wealth of the East. With the Medes under his control, Cyrus turned his attention westward to the wealthy kingdom of Lydia, located in modern-day Turkey. Lydia was ruled by King Croesus, who was renowned for his immense wealth and powerful army. Croesus, confident in his strength, sought to challenge Cyrus, but he underestimated the Persian king's strategic brilliance. In a series of swift and decisive battles, Cyrus outmaneuvered the Lydian forces, ultimately capturing the capital city of Sardis in 546 BC. The fall of Lydia not only expanded the Persian Empire's territory but also brought vast wealth into its coffers. Cyrus's treatment of the Lydians, however, was in keeping with his philosophy of respect and tolerance. He allowed Croesus to live and incorporated Lydia's administrative systems and cultural practices into his empire. Cyrus's conquest of Lydia was significant for another reason. It opened the doors to the rich and diverse cultures of Asia Minor. The Greek cities along the Aegean coast, previously under Lydian control, now became part of the Persian Empire. While these cities retained a degree of autonomy, they were required to pay tribute to Persia. This arrangement allowed Cyrus to extend his influence into the Greek world, a development that would have profound implications for the future of both Persia and Greece. Chapter 3: The Babylonian Conquest and the Birth of a New Era. Having secured the western territories, Cyrus set his sights on the powerful and ancient kingdom of Babylon. Babylon, with its magnificent capital city on the Euphrates River, was a center of culture, religion, and commerce. However, by the time of Cyrus, Babylon was in decline, its rulers increasingly unpopular with both the native Babylonian population and the many ethnic groups living under its rule. In 539 BC, Cyrus launched his campaign against Babylon. According to historical records, including the famous Cyrus Cylinder, the conquest of Babylon was remarkably swift and largely bloodless. The city's gates were opened to Cyrus's forces, and the Persian king was welcomed as a liberator. This event is often cited as one of the most significant in Cyrus's reign, not just because it added Babylon's vast resources and strategic location to the Persian Empire, but because it exemplified Cyrus's approach to rule. Upon entering Babylon, Cyrus issued a proclamation that would later be hailed as the first charter of human rights. Known as the Cyrus Cylinder, this document outlined Cyrus's policies of religious tolerance, the abolition of forced labor, and the return of displaced peoples to their homelands. One of the most notable outcomes of this policy was the release of the Jewish people from their Babylonian exile. Cyrus allowed them to return to their homeland in Judea and rebuild their temple in Jerusalem. This act earned him a revered place in Jewish history, with the Hebrew Bible referring to him as the one whom the Lord has chosen to be king. The fall of Babylon marked the high point of Cyrus's conquests, and with it, the Persian Empire became the dominant power in the ancient Near East. But it was not just the size of the empire that was remarkable, it was the way in which it was governed. Chapter 4: The Structure of the Persian Empire. The Persian Empire under Cyrus the Great was a model of efficient administration and governance. To manage the vast territories under his control, Cyrus divided the empire into provinces known as satrapies. Each satrapy was governed by a satrap, a local ruler who acted as the king's representative. These satraps were often members of the local aristocracy, which helped to ensure their loyalty and maintain stability within the empire. Cyrus's administrative system was innovative in its decentralization of power. While the satraps had considerable autonomy, they were closely monitored by royal inspectors known as the king's eyes and ears. This network of spies and messengers ensured that the satraps remained loyal and that the central government in the capital city of Pasargadae remained informed of events throughout the empire. In addition to its administrative efficiency, the Persian Empire was also known for its infrastructure. Under Cyrus's rule, the empire saw the construction of extensive road networks, including the famous Royal Road, which stretched from Sardis in the west to Susa in the east. This road facilitated trade, communication, and the rapid movement of troops, further strengthening the cohesion of the empire. The Persian Empire was also notable for its use of a standardized currency, the darik, which facilitated trade and commerce across the vast territories. This economic stability, combined with the empire's cultural and religious tolerance, helped to create a prosperous and relatively peaceful period known as the Pax Persica. Chapter 5: Cyrus's Legacy and the End of an Era. Cyrus the Great's reign came to an end in 530 BC during a campaign against the nomadic Massacre tribe in Central Asia. According to historical accounts, Cyrus was killed in battle, and his body was returned to his capital of Pasargadae for burial. His tomb, a modest but elegant structure, still stands today as a testament to his enduring legacy. The impact of Cyrus's vision was felt long after his death. His successors, including his son Cambyses II and the famous Darius the Great, continued to expand the empire and build upon the foundations that Cyrus had laid. Under Darius, the empire reached its greatest extent, stretching from Egypt in the west to the Indus Valley in the east. Cyrus's model of governance, with its emphasis on tolerance, respect for local customs, and efficient administration, influenced not only his successors but also other empires that followed. The Greeks, who would later come into conflict with Persia during the Greco-Persian Wars, admired Cyrus's leadership and governance. Alexander the Great, who would eventually conquer the Persian Empire, paid homage to Cyrus by visiting his tomb and reportedly ordering its restoration. In addition to his political and military achievements, Cyrus's legacy also includes his contributions to the concept of human rights. The Cyrus Cylinder, which records his policies of religious tolerance and freedom for oppressed peoples, has been recognized by the United Nations as an early example of human rights law. This recognition highlights the lasting impact of Cyrus's vision on the modern world. The vision of Cyrus the Great. Cyrus the Great's vision was not just about conquest and power, it was about creating a unified and just empire where diverse peoples could coexist in peace. His policies of tolerance, respect, and efficient governance set a standard that few rulers before or after him have matched. The Persian Empire that Cyrus founded endured for over 2 centuries, influencing cultures and civilizations across 3 continents. His legacy, enshrined in the history of the ancient world, continues to inspire and inform our understanding of leadership, governance, and human rights. As we look back on the life and achievements of Cyrus the Great, we see a ruler who was ahead of his time, a visionary leader whose principles of tolerance and respect are as relevant today as they were over 2,000 years ago. In a world often divided by conflict and intolerance, Cyrus's vision offers a timeless example of how to build a just and enduring society. Join us in the next chapter as we delve deeper into intriguing historical events that has shaped the modern world. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the fascinating ages of history.